What you saying, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back with another video for you guys today. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experiences working at a bank. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I think it would be very relevant to many of you guys. Because maybe from the outside, you guys don't really see that, everything is not as it seems. And you guys maybe see a lot on the internet, out and about, and maybe don't understand exactly what the situation is wherever you are. So I'll break down a lot of my experiences working at the bank and explain exactly what kind of things I saw and what you guys can do to ensure that you guys will not end up in these kind of situations going forward. But before we get into that today, as always, the usual stuff, please make sure you guys are giving these videos a thumbs up. You guys subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, hit that red button below. We're past 1,000, we're on the way to 2,000 now, so make sure you guys help us out with that. Also, if you're new around here, we do make sure to comment on these videos. Let me know your thoughts on the video. Let me know what you've seen, where you've worked, maybe what you've experienced. And also, please let me know what you're going to do going forward. Lastly, please make sure to share these videos with your friends to get them out to more people, help out more people, open more people's eyes, and inform other people on what they can do going forward. So now, my experience is working at a bank. And as you guys know on this channel, the reason I made this channel is to help you guys when it comes to financial mistakes. And now, when it comes to working at a bank, I worked there for about a year and a half, and I started around just under 2.5 years ago, somewhere around there. Now, working at a bank really opened my eyes and completely changed my mindset. So to start off with, I'll tell you guys that everything is not as it seems. And what I mean by that is there are enough people out there who are in debt. As you guys know, I'm sure you know, at least in America, there's around 13 or 14 trillion dollars of debt. Now, what you guys maybe don't know is that, the average American has a credit card. And I think it's about 200 million people in America who have credit cards. Now, each of those people have, on average, 4 credit cards, 4 different credit cards. So the thing here is, these people use these credit cards a lot. And, most households have at least $10,000 in debt, I'd say. The problem here, again, is, these people are in debt. They have spent a lot of money. They owe a lot of money. And they continue to owe a lot of money. And why is that? Well, again, because they have access to these amazing things. Now, if you don't use these things right, you end up in a very sticky situation. And that's exactly what I've seen by working in a bank. You see, you guys might see people online or, your friends or your family members, let's say they buy a car for their wife, for their girlfriend. And a lot of the time, these people who buy these cars, they seem like they're rich or they're succeeding, they're doing well, they please their partner, they please their family member, whatever they may have done. However, what you guys don't know in these cases are, a lot of the time, these people are going to debt to buy these cars. These people are putting down, huge payments and even, paying high interest rates for these cars. People are paying for these houses and, mortgages and loans with high interest rates, and a lot of the time they can't afford it. Now, us working at banks, we understand the situation here. They come to us for loans and we give them loans at high interest rates so that we can obviously make our money. At the same time, we know that they're going to take those loans out. They're going to pay that money because they want a loan. They want to satisfy their family. They want to buy a new house, buy a new car. Again, a lot of the time they can't actually afford it, which is why they pay higher interest. So what am I saying here? Again, everything's not as it seems. You might see people out and about, look like they're succeeding financially. They're paying heavy car payments, where most of the money is going towards interest instead of principal. And, again, they cannot afford this. They're going to pay for this over a 5-year period. They're going to pay for this each and every month. So much money into this kind of thing, into these liabilities. What people do not see is these kind of things. Working in a bank, we saw these kind of things. These people want more loans. They want more. They go into debt. They continue to go into debt. The last thing they worry about is getting out of debt. So my aim here, my point here is that you guys should be careful what you see and, what you let your mind think. If you are in that situation where you're in debt, right now, the first thing I recommend, consolidate that debt. Find ways to get out of debt. Pay off that debt. Whatever method you use. If that's all in one go, if that's, little by little, get out of that debt because it's hurting people, it's ruining people. And I'm just telling you again from my own experiences. No disrespect to you military guys, thank you for your service, but you guys love going into debt. I see people who have paid, 30, 40% interest rates just to get their Camaros. Like, it is crazy what you see, and then these people want more loans and they go into debt even further. Again, the fact that they have credit cards, the fact that they can continue to spend money they don't have is what hurts them. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that people really lack financial education. People are not aware. People are not informed. And it's no fault of their own. But for those of you who happen to be watching this video, you're lucky. You can get yourself ahead. If you're already in debt again, like I said, or you're in a bad financial situation, you now know you need to get out of that. Because, financial institutions will use that to their advantage. They'll use that to their benefit. That is exactly what, they're made to do. That's exactly what their job is. That's what they use their financial institutions for. But for those of you who now know, you need to use that information. So again, people need to know the basics of finances. Even if it comes down to knowing what an asset is, what a liability is, financial statements, balance sheets, all these kind of things. People need to learn more about this. And that's also my problem with the education system, but I'll touch on that on another day. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people struggle in these situations purely down to lack of education. Not lack of knowledge, but lack of education, lack of awareness when it comes to finances. Again, I've seen so many people who didn't even know, what high interest payments were to them. They didn't even know, that they could consolidate that. They didn't even know what they were doing, what kind of situation they were doing. They didn't know what they were, being put in. Again, to know for their own, if they've not been taught, they've never learned about it, that's why I say you need to take time to learn out of it. You need to take time, for example, on your weekends, on your evenings, to understand your finances, understand, financial terms, understand what assets are, liabilities are, balance sheets, income statements, all these kind of things. It's so important because, again, I've seen it firsthand, so I know what I'm talking about. The next point I want to talk about is the credit card use again, but this time in a different way. Just because you have credit cards does not mean you must use them. That's not how it works. You do not have to use them. And if you use them in the right way. So what I mean by use them in the right way is you can use credit cards to build up your credit. You can use credit cards to buy things which you can afford because you're going to pay them back at the end of the month. You can use credit card for so many different things, but most people, at least from what I've seen, again, working in a bank, use them for the wrong things. They use them to pay for things that they cannot afford. They use them to gift friends, family, loved ones, things which they know they can't buy, cash down or buy with their actual money. They use these credit cards to have fun and enjoy life, to go on vacations. And again, over a long period of time, it comes back to bite them. It only hurts them. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to be in that kind of situation. And now speaking of credit cards, let me touch on credit. Credit is very important. I've seen people come with amazing credit scores and, been granted loans with very low interest rates like that. I've seen people who probably have the right intentions, probably are very truthful, but they have a low credit score. They've missed 1 or 2 payments. They've missed payments on their mortgage. They've struggled to make payments in the past. This or your credit history, it does matter. Especially, well, at least in a country like America, it definitely matters. So you guys need to ensure, not that your credit score is, always in 800s, but at least it's not always in the 500s. You need to ensure that it's, at least respectable, because this is what banks look at. If you have a lot of cash, you have a lot of cash flow, okay, you have assets, then you might be okay. But I'm telling you, if your credit score's in the low 500s, you're really going to struggle. You need to do that for yourself. Like right now, I can tell you guys honestly, my credit score is not the best, but it's respectable. And right now I'm focused more on cash flow and actual cash. So that's why my focus has shifted from having a good credit score, because I'm not really using that for anything at the current moment. But I know that people are out there who want car loans, people out there who want home loans, who want to pay for a mortgage, people out there who want to use lines of credit to build a business, to flip houses, to start something new. But they have a low credit score. They screw themselves over from the start. High interest payments. This is a killer again. So for those of you who don't understand, use your credit card, but use it in the right way. Build up your credit score, especially if you're going to want a loan or an important loan within the next couple of years. Without that, you're really going to struggle, especially if you're going to get money from a financial institution. So again, just so you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, I've experienced it firsthand, so I know what I'm talking about. There are people out there who are struggling, and they're struggling because they're uninformed. They're not informed. They've been told the wrong information. There are people that are struggling out there because it's the norm. Everybody's in debt. There's like $14 trillion of debt in America. Each household is probably in like $10,000 debt, for those who are in debt. And again, this is why all the rich get richer. The rich make more money because they're using their money wisely. They're using their money to invest. When they buy cars, sometimes they're buying it cash down. Other times they're paying 2, 3, 4% interest payments. Other people have interest rates of 20, 30, 40%, and it's getting them nowhere. You spend more time paying for the actual interest itself instead of actual car itself. And people are getting screwed over constantly, all over at least America. And I'm sure this is happening in other countries as well, which is why I say you need to know what you're doing with your money. You need to definitely get out of debt. If you're in debt, find ways to get out of debt. I've seen people come to the bank wanting a loan, and we've looked through their history, we've asked them questions, and they're there in 6-figure debt because they've had student loans, they've had a car loan to pay for, a car note, they've had issues in the past, they've missed mortgage payments, they had so much stuff going on. And they're in a lot of debt. Now, of course, 100K debt is not a joke. So for those of you who are in maybe 5-figure debt, 4-figure debt, definitely find ways to get out of it. Build up a plan, speak to someone who can help you, find ways to get out of it. Of course, it's easy to spend money you don't have, especially in a country like America. You just need a credit card, like I said. But I don't want you to do that. I want you guys to spend the money you have. Buy the things you can afford, avoid consumer debt. Do the things which are going to benefit your financial future, because at one point or another, somewhere in the line, it's going to catch up to you. It doesn't matter what you do. If you want to eventually send your kids to school, if you want to get a loan for yourself, if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a house, it's going to catch up to you. That's why I say, take care of your financial future. Again, this is all from my perspective, what I've seen firsthand. So I hope you guys really did enjoy today's video, and hope you guys enjoyed, the different insight to it. Because as always, like I've said, my aim on the channel is to help people become better each and every day when it comes to their finances, being more in control of their time, more in control of their money, close to financial freedom, more financially independent, more aware of what's going on when it comes to their finances and their financial future. So hopefully today I helped you guys do that. As always, please make sure to leave some feedback, the likes, the subscribe if you're new around here, as I said at the beginning of the video, the comments, and also sharing these videos with your friends. Lastly, please make sure to check out those links in the description. We have free cryptocurrency, we have free stocks, we have my smart company, Time Gear Watches. First link in the description is a free guide to online business, and we have my affiliate marketing program as well. But that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I got money making, you got money making. See you guys tomorrow for another video. Peace.